place in New Orleans, fine. You got some wild accents, or some very, like, you can swing for the parks with a lot of those accents. But everyone in that movie does something new. Like, it's not just New Orleans accents. So I don't know what it was, but I felt like everyone that signed on was like, I'll do it, but I'm going to do this. And, like, just had an accent in their bag they wanted to play around with. And that's what this accent reminded me of, where it was like, I don't know if he knew what he was going to do, but he was like, I'm gonna pull this out of my, like, I'm gonna pull this off. I don't know.
Everyone in Contraband is preparing for another role.
Kind of. Either preparing for another role, or they're just like, I really need to entertain myself on this set.
Okay, I'm never going to see Contraband based on this review.
Look at the poster, though. It just looks like Mark Wahlberg. He's showing off his money, and it looks like he's scratching his back.
It's not like the worst. It's not the worst movie of all time. It's just one of those things where everybody who showed up was doing something that wasn't their actual voice, and I just thought it was funny.
And there's a Ford Raptor in it. That's when Ford introduced their F-150 Raptors.
Oh, yes. I wrote about that in my journal that night.
A couple paragraphs.
Yeah, so ecstatic.
So we have
entry number 1, Contraband. They introduced the new F-150 Raptor, a V8 machine that is capable of driving 15 in crowded city streets while never rolling through wooded terrain. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, exactly.
So after British guy dies, after Rick dies, and they drain his blood and they paint all the numbers are painted. The numbers lead to the speed of light, which Bobby goes, it's the speed of light. Obviously, I don't know why it was repeated over and over again. I don't know. Again, it feels like Johnny Miller's just trying to throw him off the scent, but also just enough on the scent. He's just trying to be eccentric and unprofilable, perhaps. But that leads them to the next attempted death of Gabe and Vince. Clifton Collins Jr. We haven't even mentioned him so far. Clifton Collins Jr. is in this film. I love Clifton Collins Jr. He's great, and he's playing like a wounded ex-cop who just loves his gun. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But I think he's fantastic in this.
He's great.
He's great in everything. But he's just, I really believe, he felt like a very realistic character, I felt. But yeah, so he's guarding LL Cool J, and then the hallway floods, and the lights break, so the hallway becomes electric. And he has to dangle from the pipes above, whilst LL Cool J, they have to trust each other. So Vince throws Gabe the gun. Gabe shoots himself free of his handcuffs, and because they all suspect him. So and then to like escape his room, LL Cool J has to shoot handholds in the wall, which I thought was genius.
I love this part. I got very excited.
So Lindsay, your partner does rock climbing. I don't know if you do as well.
I rock climb, Jay. Okay. But thank you. No, yeah, we both do. We haven't in a long time, but.
But did this look realistic? Would this work, do you think?
Yeah, it would have been probably still... for starters, I was kind of like... It seems like he could just punch it, because that's what he sort of ends up doing, is, like, opening the hold up. But I guess, like, he needed to get it started there. And it actually, like, he had some pretty good holds, and he was doing some decent technique. But I feel like the footholds would have been, like, impossible unless he was, like, kicking them in, because they were, like, if they're just like a little hole, what are you gonna do, put your toe in there? Not in those shoes.
Yeah, well, it's established later that the shoes melt very easily in this one.
Yeah, so. I thought it was pretty accurate, and I did like that part, or I thought that was, like, pretty cool that they incorporated that. I was like, this movie has everything.
So I've never seen that before.
Even though, can I also ask? I know I'm going to ask this on every death, but I just need someone to validate me that's smarter, that knows science, and I don't know science. That's not how, like, electricity works, right? Like, it's not going to electrify an entire, like, floor, right?
Well, we dealt with this with Deep Blue Sea, where when because there's the Susan death, well, not Susan killing a shark in that with the electric.
Yeah.
Where electricity tends to stay along the surface. If, like, you drop a cable onto a lake,
yes, then
the surface of the lake is going to be electric. But if you're, like, a few feet deep into the water, you're probably going to be fine, because the electricity is trying to find the shortest distance from where it touches the water to land, which is usually in a lake, just across the surface. It might be straight down if you're not lucky, but probably across the surface. So in this instance, it's probably straight down because it's quite shallow water.
Follow up: if it's on like the tension, I mean, it wouldn't be like enough to just kill you on like your toe touches, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you probably would be all right. No?
I mean, I'm not going to try it, and I would advise all listeners to not try it as well.
I'm just saying, the little kid in Jurassic Park got launched off a fence, and he was all right.
He's a human piece of toast. Yeah.
I'm only using reference from other films.
You're picking the right ones, so that's fine.
You know what? I think if his toe hit the water, he was toast.
Yes.
Really?
I think in the logic of the film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I get that.
Yeah. I just love, Jay, that you said, I've never seen this before.
But I never even thought of shooting handholds in a wall so you can climb along it. That's such a brilliant idea.
It was cool. I liked that. It was a really good like visual action scene, I thought.
I think I've seen someone, I can't remember the film or TV or whatever, I've seen someone like ramming knives into a wall so they can climb up it. I swear I've seen that somewhere, but shooting holes into it for handholds is inspired. So
it's a Rennie Harlan jam.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So Gabe gets to the fuse box, the breakers, whatever, and turns off the electric just before Vince falls into the water. Hooray. But then there's still water pooling everywhere, so we've got to turn the water off. And Johnny Lee Miller says, someone better turn the water off. No one thinks twice about that. Bobby steps up and gets harpooned in the neck.
Because he likes to fix stuff.
He's Mr. Fix-It. He likes to fix stuff.
I do think that I kind of had an issue with that one, because I was like, that was a stretch. But I also think, I also think if Johnny Lee Miller was the one that like announced we need to do that, I'm like, okay, so he is orchestrating because he thinks he knows who's gonna go step up and do it. So yeah, I'll give him that.
He's puppeteering.
Mm-hmm.
And so when
I guess turning a knob isn't really fixing things.
That's what that's what I'm saying. And also when we mentioned like he fixed that light, I actually like really liked that scene, but I thought it was supposed to show that they were like just all kind of resourceful. I did not realize like, oh, they're just indicating that this guy.
This is character development.
Yeah, I thought it was like, oh, of course these FBI agents would tinker with the bulb.
What was Rafe good at then? Was he throwing that ball at the pictures?
He can make coffee.
No, remember when he was in his room throwing that ball.
That's because he was so hopped up on caffeine he couldn't contain himself.
I thought he was so good that he could hit any picture. Like I was like, why is he showing? But there's no reason for that. No. So I sat there, I put a question mark, ball question mark. Will this come back later?
And in the bar scene, they show he's bad at profiling because they're all like trying to profile the strangers and get their phone numbers or whatever. And he's like, oh, this guy loves blondes or whatever. And then it's a gay guy. he just gets it completely wrong. Which he's just shown to be a complete failure through and through.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe he was like, I gotta get it. This guy's not even worthy. We gotta get him out of here. He likes coffee way more than everybody else. And I will say, if you were in a group like this and somebody was banging a ball against their dorm wall or whatever that was, and you were close by, that'd be annoying as hell.
Make you come out.
Yeah,
Rennie Harlan found him. He's a ballet dancer, and he saw him in an all-male rendition of Swan Lake. And then Rennie Harlan met him there, and then auditioned him for this movie, and that's how he got it, because he was a ballet dancer.
He was like, "You look annoying."
People will enjoy watching you die.
I'm gonna drain your blood.
You know Johnny Lee Miller?
He's gonna cut your head off.
Yeah, he doesn't even die hard. Like, yeah, okay, yes, his body is drained of all blood, and he's decapitated.
But he's unconscious during it, so.
Yeah, we don't get to see it. We just see that if we get to watch it, like if he's hanging from electricity while all of his blood is draining, while he's drinking coffee.
And where did that even happen? Because everywhere is so clean. There's no blood anywhere. Anyway.
Johnny Lee Miller, man. JLM.
Yeah.
Serial killer logic.
So Bobby's dead. The two bland guys are gone. Fine, good.
See, that kills me. Band of Brothers, man. Band of Brothers.
I don't remember it. I'm sorry. I need to watch it again. But I really like Band of Brothers. My wife goes, Band of Brothers. But even just looking at his picture, looking at his name, he played Webster, doesn't ring any bells to me. So, I don't know. He's not David Schwimmer. So.
Wait, David Schwimmer was in Band of Brothers.
Yeah, he's in like 2 episodes.
Oh, he was so good.
Salute the rank, not the man. So next after that is there's no deaths for a little while, because then next up is Nicole, because they veer wildly from suspecting any of them could be the killer to then working as a team, like a lot in it. They keep to and froing from we can't trust anyone. I have to trust you all to get this job done. I can't trust anyone. It's a little irksome, but I get it. They're trapped on an island trying to make a solution. They all think one of them's a killer, but they don't know who it is, so they've got to trust each other. Fine. It's a film. But yeah, she gets stressed. They do the blood test, don't they? They do the blood test from the thing, where they get some blood from underneath Bobby's fingernails, get some blood from everyone else, and they test it, and Sarah's matches. This didn't go anywhere for me.
No, I didn't like this either. I also was confused how they had access to that system on this base. Thought that was kind of weird, but was like, all right, I'm going to go with it. Yeah, I don't know. Really quickly to what you just said, Jay, I also thought there was going to be more. I mean, I guess these are just like red herrings. Like you think you're going to watch one movie and it's something else. But, the whole idea was like, you're going to the island for the exercise of teamwork. So in my mind, I'm like, that's going to play out. Like, they're going to need to, like, all work together to be able to, like, actually figure this out. Even if it wasn't orchestrated by Val Kilmer. But that didn't, they just kept playing, like you said, they just went back and forth on that a bunch of times. And I was like, just make some progress here. Like, we don't have to keep going to, like, we'll split up. We're together. No, I hate everybody. Everybody, let's work together. Like, it was just, like, all over the place.
But it felt like they're supposed to work as a team, but also they're all competing for one, maybe two ranks of profiler at the end of this. So they're working as a team, but also against each other at the same time.
Clifton Collins knows he's not even getting in, so two of them aren't even getting in. Yeah, so then they're just kind of maybe like, ugh.
Yeah, so I got this impression. Yeah, I got the impression that she thought this is another play, like, or maybe this was just me reading into her character. But I almost thought, like, when what's-his-name told her that, she was kind of like, oh, I need to, like, really show that I can actually do this. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, to change minds.
I thought that might be the case as well, like, where he's seen the results and she's in the lead and he's second. So he's trying to, like, throw her off and make her doubt herself and give up.
Right, like, there was some other level of that manipulation, but I don't know. I guess I was looking into that, too.
Well, I mean, that's the direction that it could have happened. But it just didn't.
Here's how it could have happened.
It's another Clue ending.
Yeah.
Real quick. This is at the end, but can you help me out with something? When you think Johnny Lee Miller is dead, JLM.
Yes.
JLM, R.I.P.
Catherine Morris pulls a gun on LL Cool J, and then he kind of has a heel turn, Gabe Jensen, a little bit.
Well, I think he still isn't sure whether she's the killer or not, maybe.
But,
and also, he knows that she thinks he's the killer, so wants to incapacitate her.
Yeah.
But he has like a heel turn. Doesn't he sort of, I guess it's a good switch, because then JLM comes back?
It's only a heel turn because we've been following Sarah as our lead throughout. If we've been following Gabe as our lead, then
I agree.
He would just be still being the good guy.
So I kind of thought the same thing, and I was like, maybe they're doing that because he just doesn't trust anyone. Like, he's like, I gotta get out of this. Like, I don't trust any of these people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't believe I came on this mission.
Right.
But Did you see Johnny Lee Miller's face when he got on the helicopter?
Yeah, he wasn't happy about it. Spanner in the
I guess that's a clue.
But you could just read it as, maybe this guy's racist. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I just was like, he was like, damn, now somebody's going to come and mac on Sarah, because I wouldn't want to be on a plane with that little Cool J competing. You know what I mean?
Oh, hell no.
And I like with Nicole, she's like, you know how I know that you're this? Because we're on an